Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Here, we embrace true femininity. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update.
It was a family reunion like any other, with the usual array of aunts, uncles, and cousins gathering at the old homestead. The weather was picture perfect, the food was plentiful, and the laughter filled the air. But little did they know, this particular reunion would prove to be unlike any other they had ever attended. As the afternoon wore on, the family members began to settle into their usual routines, catching up on each other's lives, swapping stories, and sharing gossip. It was during one of these intimate conversations that the revelation came to light, changing everything in an instant. The story unfolded when cousin Sissy, known for her outgoing personality and flamboyant sense of style, casually mentioned that she had recently taken up crossdressing as a hobby. At first, there was a collective gasp around the circle, followed by a stunned silence. But Sissy didn't seem fazed in the least. In fact, she seemed more animated than ever as she began to share stories of her newfound passion. As the shock began to wear off, the family members found themselves drawn into her tales of attending cross-dressing parties and shopping for the latest fashions in women's clothing. It was then that Aunt Martha, known for her conservative ways and old-fashioned values, spoke up. She admitted that she, too, had been secretly cross-dressing for years and had even found solace in attending the same parties as Sissy. The revelation was met with a mix of surprise, acceptance, and even a few knowing smiles. Suddenly, the family reunion took on a new meaning, as secrets were revealed and barriers were broken down. The afternoon wore on, and the formerly close-knit group found themselves laughing, sharing stories, and bonding over their shared experiences. They discovered that Uncle Bill had been secretly wearing lingerie under his business suits, and Cousin David had been attending drag shows under the stage name Diamond Dixie. As the sun began to set, the family members looked around at one another, realizing that they had never been closer. They had survived the revelation of their cross-dressing secrets and emerged stronger than ever before. And so, as the final dish was cleared away and the last of the guests departed, the family gathered around the fire pit, sipping wine and reminiscing about the day's events. They knew that they would always have this special bond, forged in the crucible of their shared secret. And as they gazed into the dancing flames, they couldn't help but wonder what other surprises the future might hold for them. The youngest cousins, who had been fascinated by the stories of their elders' cross-dressing exploits, begged to be allowed to try on some of the more tame items of clothing. With laughter and good-natured teasing, the older family members obliged, and soon the lawn was filled with giggling children in frilly dresses and high heels. It was a sight that would have been unimaginable just a few hours earlier, but it seemed perfectly natural now. As the night grew late, the adults found themselves drawn into deeper conversations about the complexities of gender identity and sexuality. They shared their own personal struggles and triumphs, offering support and understanding to one another in a way that only family could. The air was thick with a sense of acceptance and love that transcended any social convention. Finally, as the embers of the fire died down and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Aunt Martha rose to her feet. She took a deep breath, and in a voice that was both strong and trembling with emotion, she addressed the group. "I just want to say," she began, "that I am so grateful to all of you for accepting me for who I am. It's been a long, lonely journey at times, but tonight I feel truly alive, and truly loved." There were murmurs of agreement from around the circle, and tears glistened in many eyes. Uncle Bill reached over and took her hand, squeezing it gently. "And I want you to know," he said, "that you are not alone. We are all in this together, and we will face whatever challenges come our way, as a family." And with that, they leaned in and kissed each other, tenderly. The others around them smiled, and for a moment, it seemed as if the world had been set right again. For this was a family reunion like no other, where secrets were shared, bonds were strengthened, and love conquered all.